Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, donations of any and every form, hypes, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message that Spirit has for us. Hello, Courage Brave. Just imagine something that you do or something that you say. It may not mean a lot to you, or it may not be a profound statement to you, but it's very profound to someone else. You know, and whatever it is, it's like changes this person's entire life because it has the ability to shift their perspective. I feel like that's what it is. You were able to shift someone's perspective. Therefore, you shifting someone's perspective meant that somebody else that was able to control them or control the situation or control how something looked, it started to wane. They no longer had control. Bottom of the deck. The Empress. Something that you said, something that you did. It's like this was something from the past, maybe, or something that dealt with the past. And whatever it was, it made somebody either lay down their swords or stop and think or stop. Like I said, it made whether it was stop them from worrying about a situation, but whatever it was, it's different now. Hey, Melissa. Hey, K Hypsee. Really what it is, it gave somebody hope. It gave them that wish fulfillment that, you know what, things are going to be okay. And it's like at first somebody was feeling trapped, but now they feel like they can set off on a whole new path. Like they finally got the key. They finally got that clue of what it was they were missing. This could be with, having to do with Queen of Pentacles, and how this Queen of Pentacles was able to overcome. It's like somebody was in their feelings. They were in their feelings about maybe something that, how it played out, their portion of it. They added something to a particular situation, but you know what, it was almost like they didn't have all the information when they did this. Whenever they chose to add or to work with somebody, they didn't have all the information that they needed. And so it was like they worked with this group or with somebody and they did something, and then that made them feel left out in the cold. That made them feel less than happy about what they happened to put in. They listened to this information that you provided. And like I said, it was cutting, it was sharp, but not like in a mean way. It just cleared the air. It made so much sense. And the way it came through, like, shoo, like you just took a knife or a sword and just cut through the chit chat, cut through the chatter. This is what gave somebody the ability to walk away from the devil who had them under some type of control for so long. Whatever it was that you said, gave somebody the strength, the courage to just leave. Hey, AJ, because at that point they realized they don't owe anyone anything except they owe themselves. This could have to do with the whole family situation. And then on top of that, this person was trying to think of these ways to, go to calmer waters. It was almost like this person was trying to find ways to let this Queen of Wands down easy. But now this person realizes they've been looking at the wrong thing all the time. They have literally been looking at a fool as opposed to looking at their freedom. Like you sit there and you were looking at somebody over here thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to let this person down easily? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Only to realize you don't owe anyone anything. You only owe it to yourself. Hey, the soul archetype. And so it's like somebody just said, I don't have to actually say anything. I can just leave. I feel like somebody, their intuition is waking up, but they were afraid to use it. They were afraid to trust it. They were afraid to really trust the downloads that they were starting to receive because, like I said, their intuition was just waking up. Like their crown chakra had opened, their third eye was opening. And maybe their throat chakra hadn't opened yet, but their heart chakra was opening. Maybe they had problems with their solar plexus and their sacral chakra, but their root chakra. Hey, her Tarot, Fool's Journey podcast. How are you? Yeah, somebody, they decided that they needed to work on what it was that they wanted to do, what it was that they saw. That's the only thing that they needed to think about. That's the only thing that should hold weight in their world as to what they had witnessed. Because that's all they have to go on. What they witnessed. Hey, chosen one. Hey, straight cheese. They can't sit there and think about what somebody else said to them because that could very well be a lie. And this person is finding out they were lied to. They were misled. They misjudged the whole situation. So, like I said, this person is starting to realize, no, the only action that they should take, the only decisions that they should make, the only judgment calls that they should have is what they personally witnessed or went through. This is something major for this person. It sets somebody free because now they're realizing they don't owe some type of allegiance to someone that they should not even have pled allegiance to. That they don't have to stay around and worry about how am I going to let this person down easily. Fuck them. This has destroyed so many false narratives in this person's life. This person had so many questions, and because they didn't understand why things were happening the way that things were happening. This person, it's like they didn't understand, the whole message of what somebody else was trying to say about you. But this answered questions as to what somebody else's plan was. And maybe their plan wasn't a real pleasant plan. Because if we look on this card, we see that this Page of Wands, has two horns. Someone decided it was time for them to be the leader in their own life and go on their own direction, even if it meant that they were going into the woods, the forest alone. It was time for them to go on their own. Hey, Addie, how are you, Sis? How are you, sis? Yeah, it was like this person, they realized to their own detriment, they have believed the lies. They have believed the rumors. To their own detriment, they shouldn't have believed anything. They should have questioned everything. Especially because it came from somebody who was trying to cast some type of illusions, cast some type of lies anyway, somebody to make themselves seem like they were saintly, sweet, kind, caring, even concerned, only to find out that these were just illusions. It's like this person, maybe you told this person something about God, about the Most High, about, we all have our own purpose. We all have our own plan. We all have our own reason that we're here. Maybe you told this person, you said something, that seemed like it was common sense to you about God. But it changed this person's perspective. It made them look at everything differently. And everyone with a clear eye. Hey, Prophetess Deja, how are you? Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. It changed this person's whole perspective. It changed their entire life. And now they could understand why somebody was telling them that they needed to protect themselves. Now everything makes sense why somebody kept telling them that, hey, you gotta worry about yourself. Don't worry about that person. You don't know what that person's done. You gotta take care of you. Take care of you. Take care. Only work with what you know. Somebody was telling them that, but they didn't get it. And maybe it was because they didn't understand the words. Maybe it was because they weren't in that right frame of mind. Maybe it was because at that moment their mind was still blocked. But they get it now. They understand exactly what someone was actually talking about when they said, you have to protect you. Hey, High Priestess, how are you? Hi, Stacy. It's taken this person a long time to really hear this message. It's taken this person a long ass time before this message started to sink in, before they were open enough to accept the message. And now they're ready to work on themselves. They're ready to get to work. They're ready to go into battle. And they're ready to find their inner strength. They have to do this for them. Because if not, they're always going to be pushed around. They're always going to be, easily manipulated. People are always going to look at them as a follower. So it's time for them to do the work on themselves. Hey, Warrior CC121. Someone is defending themselves. Not only defending themselves, but I feel like this person is now trying to defend their honor, trying to defend their family, trying to defend their gifts. This person's whole attitude is differently. I don't know why I'm hearing that song by Patti LaBelle. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. That song. I don't know why I'm hearing that. And maybe that's how, ooh, I got a new attitude. Somebody's got a new attitude. And it's about time. Yeah, because somebody, you know what? They had worked with this cult, this coven, to stop somebody from progressing forward. They stopped somebody, you know, confirmation. They it's like they knew that this person, it was their purpose in life to go forward with the collective, but yet they worked with, somebody had worked with this coven to stop this person in their tracks. And this King of Cups, like I said, now their heart is opening where it was closed to you before. I don't know why I'm feeling like somebody almost felt like it was hurtful. It was hurting them for this heart chakra to open. And I feel like it was so closed that whenever it burst open, it almost felt like it just tore, like it just ripped open. And this is why somebody felt like they needed to grab their heart, like, oh my gosh, am I having a heart attack? No, their heart chakra is finally opening. You know how you get a gift and you're so excited to see what the fuck it is, and you don't care about the wrapping paper, you don't care about the cardboard box that it's in, you don't care about the plastic that's housed in the cardboard box and the wrapper, and you just dig in it and you just tear it open. That's how I feel. Somebody's heart has been opened now. And with that, this person is now understanding. And they're wondering why they didn't see that their heart was closed to you before. Hey, Twyla. Now someone is wondering how they allowed somebody else to close down their heart towards you, because you were the Ten of Cups. You were their complete happiness, but somebody is realizing now that this was a curse. This was a generational curse that they were under. And they were meant to not ever come out of this. They were meant to always be in this state of worry, of fear, of aggravation, of, you can't eat right, you can't sleep right, you can't do this right, you can't. They were meant to stay under that curse. But then something happened. This healing came. And like I said, somebody got some information. It's like they got it. They got it. That one piece of the puzzle that meant that curse was over. And they heard what they needed to do. And you know what? They just didn't hear what they needed to do. They did it. They said it. That also had to cause them to hold judgment against somebody else who they should have had discernment about. Somebody else that was in the mix. Somebody else that caused so much pain to the collective. because this other person knew that the collective was an earth angel. It caused them to have to say, wait a minute. Because it wasn't just this one person that they was under this generational curse who had cast a spell. It was this other person too that had added to the mix, who went along with the lie, who was spoon feeding them more and more and more of the lie, just to make sure that the earth angel could not ever get to them and tell them, no, this, that, and the other, that you're being lied to, you're being manipulated, and da 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 da. But somehow, some way, it's like within this person's own curiosity, they listened and they said, I'm going to try it. Like they were just going to try it. Like if somebody said, you need to say return to sender times 10, and somebody was like, that's never going to work. And they said, try it and watch what happens to the people around you. So out of just sheer curiosity, somebody said it, return to sender times 10. And then they sat back and they watched. And it looked like all hell breaking loose. That's when they realized their secrets about their relationship with you, and how people did not want you two to be together. That's when somebody realized this was all just a bad, fucked up dream. That's why so many people were trying to fight the collective, trying to go after the collective, trying to attack the collective. That's why there was so many people after you. But also what happened was that witch, that warlock, their power is over. They no longer have any power over this King of Cups any longer. Confirmation. Now this person is looking at you and understanding that you told the truth, that you spoke no lies. This person may be looking at you on the internet. This person may be watching you travel the world. This person is now looking at you, knowing that you have worldly knowledge and wisdom and foresight and hindsight. And the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. See, this person now, they know that they need to travel towards you. And tell you about everything. But whether they tell you or not, you know you're still going to get justice. I feel like it was their lesson to learn. Everything that they doubted about you, they don't doubt any longer. Twyla, did I say hello? Everything that they said, oh, collective, they don't know. Now they know that you know, especially whenever it comes to shadows in the dark. It's like you could hear the whispers. You could hear the coven, the witches in the coven that was like, you see those scary movies and you don't see the ghosts, but you can hear the ghosts whispering. This is why you knew. I feel like this person, like I said, when this emperor had said something to this person, they didn't even believe this emperor about this being a generational curse on the family, because their mind was so closed at that time. They believed in this Queen of Wands and felt like this Queen of Wands had the answers. Hey, Red Violet. But now they understand it's this Empress that is truly connected to the Most High. And I feel like it's this Empress that said something that finally clicked, changed everything. What's the message, Spirit? Hey, Behaving, how are you? And I just want to say, before somebody tries to steal this URL again, this is Tracy with SweetSpot e-magazine. If you're watching this on any other channel, please report it. Yeah, somebody, you know what? I feel like it's this witch and whoever she worked with, that this, the tower is happening. And they're confused. This is like 2 sevens, because the tower is a 16. That adds up to a 7. And then we got the 7 of cups. So I feel like this is some type of spiritual protection for you. They're confused as to, like, well, what happened? Everything was going so great. What happened? Our secrets are so secure. What happened? And what happened was, the right thing was said. The one thing that was going to work was expressed. And it worked. This judgment call was made. Someone saw what, like I said, the aftermath of them just saying whatever it was that they needed to say. And they probably did it as a dare. They probably bet somebody, okay, I bet $5 that this don't work, blah, 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 blah. Only to find out that they sat there and watched these 3 witches that was working along with that other witch, all of them getting their justice. They was, whoa, I just saw 28 on the clock. They was like, what fucked them up even more was the fact that it was this queen, the Queen of Cups, the one that they trusted, the one who they felt like, oh, this is the sweetest, kindest, most, unhurtful person in the world, only to find out this is the one they should have been protecting themselves from. This is the one that they should have had on that full coat of armor all along. This is the one that they should have listened to the message when the message was being said about. This is that one. This is the one who, like I said, nothing that this person had promised, none of it worked out. Because it didn't make sense. It didn't add up. Nothing worked out. In fact, this person can sit there and attest to everything that they even tried to work on. That shit didn't even work out. This is the one who would tell them to go in and do go to war for me, protect my own honor. She didn't care about this person. This is the one who somebody had control over. What's the message, Spirit? Hey, 13 Truth Speaks. How are you? I am. It's going to be 80s here today, which I love the 80s. I hope you're staying warm. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yes. Now somebody is ready to protect themselves. They have no choice. Hey, the soul archetype. 11. Oh. Stay warm. Hey, Melissa. This is somebody that now they know that they have to protect themselves, especially against these people that they used to work with, that they used to sit there and gossip with, that they used to party with, that they used to drink with. That shit is over because now they don't know what those people are going to try to do to them. Especially since now they understand, that they were really never a part of that group. That they always comfortably let them know that, maybe you're just an honorary, even though you're not a full-blooded, or, you're not really one of us, but we like you like one of us. We like, like if it was a gang or something, the Jets and the Sharks, and then you trying to be a Jet or whatever. And it's like, well, you're not really a full-fledged Jet because we ain't jumped you in, but we're going to give you can't wear no leather jacket, but we'll give you a polyester jacket. You can wear that. You can't have, the colors ain't going to be, the patches ain't going to be the same size, but we'll give you some smaller colors, a smaller patch, so that everybody knows you're an honorary member, one of those types of things. Now they understand why they tried to pit you against who you were supposed to be with. Why they was always trying to attack your relationship. Why they was always speaking bad about your relationship. Why they used to give you so much, why they used to give this person so much shit about the relationship, to the point this person, they was really having this mental struggle, like, damn, I feel like I need to be with them, but damn, I'm afraid that if I do, then the Jets are going to jump me. Somebody feels so good. Healing feels so good. I feel like this person, whenever they really figured this out, after they got over the whole shock of them not having a heart attack, but yet their heart chakra opening, when they allowed themselves to really rest and relax after that first night of really getting a good night's sleep, I feel like this person cried. They let it all out. They was tired of walking around like they had to be, with this full body armor all the time. Like they had to be on guard for themselves, and they had to appear a certain way. They had to make their heart hard, and they had to do this, and I feel like this person, it was allowing themselves to let all of that stress, all of that bullying, all of that curse, all those lies, confirmation, all of that shit just fall off of them. And I feel like this person just cried. Hey, James and Biscuit, how are you? What's the message, Spirit? Lay back down, Sasha. You're okay. What's the message, Spirit? Absolutely, James. Thank you so very much. Yes. And you know what? I feel like this emperor is relieved too. I feel like they're relieved because it has to do with somebody finally standing up for themselves. Somebody finally feeling like, they're strong enough to stand up for themselves and stand up for who they know was, from the past, who was actually there to help. And finally understanding that, they stop listening to that bullshit about somebody that did not do you wrong. I feel like this emperor was the one who told them, maybe who finally said, about the Most High, or it's never too late to turn your life around to God. You just have to surrender and ask God for the help. And I feel like this person finally did it. What's the message, Spirit? Yes. This person feels so much better. And everything is so clear now about this curse, this generational curse, and how it had been going around and around and around for several lifetimes, and, they was just another victim of it, and how they had to actually work to call it what it was, to call it out, to recognize it, and to stop it. I feel like this person, like I said, they have to stop themselves from trying to figure out why they didn't see you. Because that can take you into a whole nother cycle of trying to figure out what happened. And those questions may never, ever be answered. Sometimes we just have to understand that shit happened. And now let's move on. They're ready to move on because they feel like they deserve to be happy, which they do. And like I said, this person, instead of them sitting here feeling like they want an explanation, I don't feel like they felt like they wanted an explanation. I feel like they just sat there and had a few choice words to say to this King of Pentacles before they left the door. Something like motherfucker, bitch, tramp, hoe, whatever. They had a few choice words because this person was holding them back too. And that shit is over. Over. This king of wands now realizes that somebody was in the lowest of the lowest of the low of the lowest of the low of the low vibrational energy lying on you, all because they was feeling a certain way. Maybe this empress, you told this person that you didn't want to be with them. Maybe you told that person that, you're not really my style. Maybe you told that person, I'm just not even interested. Maybe you told that person, hey, I'm working on me. I'm working on me. I'm working on my career. I'm working on this. I'm working on that. Whatever it was. Or maybe you didn't even really take that person seriously because you saw that person was immature. But whatever it was, that person was like, I vow to get back, to cause havoc. And so that's whenever somebody put it on their daily agenda to try and cause havoc with you. Yes, all of these lies, all of this gossip, all of this deceit, because they was feeling brokenhearted, because they was feeling less than, because they felt like they didn't measure up. That sounded like it was a them problem, not a collective problem. Somebody realized they just have to go away. That's why they needed to be healed. And as far as this Queen of Wands, as far as this Queen of Wands and her devilish ways, the devilish ways that she chose, someone said, no, not any longer. They know that you deserve all 10 pentacles because you told the truth. You stood in your power and you didn't let anyone break you down, and you didn't let anyone make you back the fuck down. If anything, you stood up. Hey, Imana, Orlena, how are you? Like I said, this person, this King of Cups, their heart chakra is open and they feel like they are getting their wish fulfillment. This is 10 cups right here. I'm telling you, I feel like this person, they cried because they grabbed their heart to make sure they weren't having a heart attack. And then they cried. They let it all out. Their heart is open. All because they allowed themselves to follow their own spiritual guides, ancestors, their intuition. All because they allowed themselves to say what it was that needed to be said when they was talking to their friend on a dare. Their friend said, well, say it and then sit back and see what happens. And this person was like, put your money on the table. Here's $5. They put that $5 on. They said, all right, I return to sender all known and unknown. Next thing you know, this person was sitting back and they was like, what the fuck? And this came like this. At first, they wasn't going to say anything. But like on a challenge, they did it. And whenever they did it, they saw, like I said, all hell break loose. This person saw somebody, somebody who was normally the first person to go into battle, laying their swords down, talking about what's going on with me? And then on top of that, somebody in their family, they got sick. Somebody in the family got sick. And then this somebody who felt like that somebody that they was working with just knew that this was somebody that was smug, that felt like they could read somebody else's mind. They saw that this person was seriously misguided. Did I say hello, original? Seriously misguided. And that's whenever, make sure none others fall under. And that's whenever this person realized two things: that you are the Empress and that God is real. That's whenever they realized the information that you sent out, the information that you spoke, whatever it was that came from your mouth, that was just what the doctor ordered. That was the star that they needed to follow. Yeah, this witch and the coven, all they shit started to dissipate. Nothing started working. Nothing. And they was getting together every night trying to figure out, well, what the fuck is going on with this King of Cups? Normally, he'd be doing this. Normally, he'd be doing that. He wasn't doing none of that shit. He was still in all watching all they shit fall down. He was still in like, damn, that shit really worked. Hey, Brenda. Let's grab another deck. Bottom of the deck. Victory. Someone feels so good right now. They feel like they won a battle. You know, a battle that, it was almost like they didn't really ever sign up to be in. A battle that they feel like somebody cast some type of illusion, cast some type of spell, and next thing you know, here they are headed off to never, never fucking land. Now somebody feels like they are in a better place where they're going to be able to add into what they want to add and do what they want to do and say yes or say no. All of a sudden, they want to go back to this partnership. They want to send a message to you. See, this person now realizes that they have a choice on what they want to work on and who they want to work with. And also that it's their decision, that they should have decided a long time ago that they needed to have some courage. Courage to tell this group, fuck off. Courage to understand that somebody that they thought was so nurturing was nothing but casting spells. Like I said, and this emperor saw it. This emperor saw it, and not only did this emperor see it, this emperor had already told them about this relationship. And it's like this emperor has said, you don't see this relationship the way that you should see it. Stop believing what everybody else is saying. Hey, Shaylin. Yeah, this emperor had said, you know what? This high priestess, only judge this high priestess on what you've actually seen. Not the shit that somebody else told you happened. Now somebody's clear. They have clarity. And they replaced fear with discernment. Instead of them being afraid to actually look at something, now they're looking at something with a discerning eye, giving it that bombastic side eye. What's the message? Hey, LP, how are you? Yeah, this is justice, that whatever they did worked. This is justice. Whatever they did worked, because whatever they did told the truth, and they shamed the motherfucking devil. Hey, J Mike, how are you? told the truth and shamed the fucking devil. Now they understand that this Queen of Cups that they thought, oh, this woman is so sweet. Now, and they could never, ever, ever imagine this Queen of Cups coming after the Empress, but now they see it. Now they can see it, imagine it, envision it. And they realize this Queen of Cups just didn't want this Empress to be happy at all, ever. But see, no matter what, couldn't stop this wheel of fortune from turning, couldn't stop this star from getting brighter, from rising even more, from ascending to the highest of heights. No matter what this person did, they couldn't stop this Empress from getting so high up there. They had no confirmation, had no choice but to look up to the Empress all the time. Because you don't see the stars on the ground. You see the stars way up in the sky. That's when somebody realized that they lost and what they lost. This person, it amazes them how wise you are. And they wonder, how did you get so wise? Like, where did it all come from? Like, you know, do you remember your past lives? Do you remember everything? But this person is also remembering how no matter what the situation, the circumstance, the place, the time, how you were always very diplomatic. How you always tried to get along with everyone. And we're back. You stood up for yourself, but you didn't back down from a lie. This is why this tower is happening. Because these people try to deceive them. They try to deceive you. There was so much deception, so many lies, so many fantasies. This is why this tower is happening. This is why God allowed this person to take that bet. Okay, let's see what happens. Return to sender times 10. I'm going to even do this. Return to sender times 100. And they was like, oh, shit. Look at all of these towers happening simultaneously. See, somebody, they want to offer you their love, their entire heart, now that it is opened. They want to stand 10 toes down for you, with you, beside you, because of you. Now that that heart is open, now they realize the importance of it all. Not taking anything else for granted ever. Because with you, there's stability. And they want to give their entire heart to you. Now they understand that expression, you know, you wear the crown because you know how to get down. And see, they realize the truth about this lion, Queen of Cups. They realized this Queen of Cups was nothing but the devil in disguise. And they should have been pursuing you all along. They should have been following in your footsteps all along, because whenever they think about it, they think about everything that they ever wanted, they always had with you. It wasn't until they started following this lion-ass Queen of Cups that the wheels stopped turning in their favor. Like I said, nothing that this bitch had said was going to happen happened. And all because somebody wanted to tear you down. Somebody wanted to deceive the stars. Somebody wanted to lie about you. Somebody didn't want someone to come towards you. They didn't want you to be happy. They didn't want you to be healthy. They didn't want you to have nothing. And like I said, it's all this fantasy, this lie, everything came tumbling down to the ground. What's the message? What's the message? Yep. Now this person is so curious about you because they look at you as so wise, so mature. They look at you with new eyes. You know, they look at you with so much admiration, like this person cannot hold you up high enough. They feel like their arms aren't long enough to hold you up as high as you deserve to be held up. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, they feel like they have a brand new start. You know, like a new start in life or something. You know, they like it once they made that decision and they feel like that was the best decision. They feel like it was the right decision. That's when they felt like the wheels started turning in their favor once again, because they made the right judgment call. And they want to balance everything out with you. They know that you are an earth angel. This is why they feel that the wheel of fortune is now turning in their favor. This was a major decision. This was a major wake-up call. This is a major opening of their chakras. And they're asking now that God open up all of their chakras, that they be in that celestial alignment, that they never fall back asleep, that they never become a follower again, that they always remember about this lesson that they had to learn to be a leader. And no matter if everybody was against them, they didn't give a flying fuck, because it means something. Either you stand for something or you will fall for everything. And it means something about who you decide to work with, who you decide to support, who you decide to collaborate with, because those might be the same motherfuckers that get you locked up in physical jail or spiritual jail, or help you to lose your fucking soul. Careful when you talk about you just want to be happy, because what is happiness? You better look around. You better decide what you have before you try and leap and get something else, because you make that leap, you may not be able to leap back. Just like the frog they put the frog in the pan, and then they put the pan on the stove and they light the fire, and the frog is just sitting there first. Before you know it, the water is so hot, you sitting there later on like Them was some good ass frog legs. Be careful about that shit. You don't know what the fuck you getting yourself into following somebody else's words. If you didn't experience it, if you didn't see it, if you didn't hear it, if you didn't touch it, feel it, whatever, then don't believe everything that somebody else got to say, because they might just be your hidden enemy too. Hey Tia, how are you? You don't know who, and then on top of that, somebody ain't gonna, Sue is not gonna tell you how she hate Brenda and Joe. Sue just gonna sit there and say, you know, Brenda and Joe, you know they steal, don't you? Whereas Sue was sitting here talking to you, getting your shit off your wrist, talking about somebody else steal. Talking about do you got some more money I could borrow? I know I owe you money, but you know, you would help me. I'm such a little, poor little saintly person. Careful who you put your trust in. Because they might be out to fucking get you. They might be out to make sure that you don't have no support from nobody around, because you done pissed everybody else off that was there for you, that was standing 10 toes down for you. And now that you done pissed everybody else off, they looking like, yeah, we got the sucker now. What's the message, Spirit? Exactly. First person experiences matter the absolute motherfucking most. Don't listen to what somebody else said. Even if they said that they saw it. If you didn't see it, if you didn't experience it, especially if you didn't ask this other person about it, tell them politely, fuck off. Don't be a fool. Somebody learned a lesson about having to stand up and not believe the bullshit. They learned a valuable lesson about bullshit. Somebody learned that bullshit stinks. Don't rub your nose in it. Don't lather it all over your face and all in your arms and in your hair and put it in your ears and all this shit, because it's not that cold cream like they telling you it is. It's still bullshit. That's why shit fell the fuck down. Like I said, somebody got some inspiration to do something. They followed that inspiration and they saw the hardship that followed behind all of that. How shit started happening to everybody that they fucking believed over collective. Then they want to hurry up and make a transition. They want to hurry up and switch sides and shit. Now they see the partnership for what it truly was. And they should have listened to what this emperor said about be careful what you do. Because some things you just can't come back from. Sometimes, people have to be careful because they live in a lie. They got this fantasy about the grass going to be greener all over there. Oh, look at how green that grass is. Huh. And they don't even have to water that shit. That grass it stay green. Oh, it's just stay green. And look at this shit in front of here. It's all brown. We got to water it all the time. This, that, and the other. Only to get over there, you didn't sat there and said, yeah, well, Kiss my ass. You done pulled your pants down, spread your cheeks. Kiss it where the sun don't shine, da, 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 and all this other bullshit. And then you like, I'm on my way over. You get over there and you like, wait, this shit is fake. You done left the real shit, went over to the fake side. Then your ass is fucking stuck because you done showed your whole ass to the real deal, Holyfield. You left stability and went towards a liar. Like the wise words of Kumo D, how you like me now? Hold on, y'all. You know, somebody come in here. She about to come back in and circle around the table. Let me put her outside while I get a chance. You want to go outside? Go on. Go on, little girl. You want to go out there for a little bit? You want to get the sun? Or she got to come back in here and swing around the table, be like, listen, get all up on my face. Hey, Sister CMB, how are you? Oh, we are so glad you're here. What you say? Yup, stay over there. Mm-hmm. See, somebody didn't realize they were sitting there listening to and believing a lie, and then just being just as diplomatic, just as, oh, wait, what? They did what? They did what? Whoo, Lord have mercy. I'm on my way over there because I see your grass is real green. This shit over here look like it's just dying. What is that, some Kentucky bluegrass you got on over there? It don't matter. It don't matter. That shit is green. I'm on my way. Because this shit is just I don't know if this is grass. I don't know if this is weeds. What is this? Is that a dandelion growing? I'm on my way over. Now they realize they lost. What did they lose? A whole fucking star. Hey, little light worker, how are you? They done lost a whole fucking star and fucked up everything that they had. Fucked up the best thing for them. Sure do hate it. Hey, Blop Blop, how are you? Sure do hate it. But you know what? You should have appreciated it. Sure do hate it, but you should have appreciated it when you had the chance. I am well. Thank you so very much. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, somebody should have exercised some caution. Caution. Danger, Will Robinson, if you old enough to know. Remember? Danger, Will Robinson. Yeah. See, they should have figured out that somebody was being just a little too generous. You know, they was just being a little bit, oh yeah, come on, I'll bring y'all up, you know, yeah, no, I got you. They was bringing just a little too generous. That's called, what's the word I'm looking for? An ulterior motive. You know, just like you, the whole time you seeing somebody, you got somebody, and somebody else trying to get next to you, and that person like, oh, let me massage your shoulders. Here, take your shoes and socks off. Let me crack your corns on your feet, baby. Here, let me put them in the tub, and let me give you a pedicure and a manicure. Oh, let me do this for you, baby. Are you hungry? Let me get you something to eat. But Daddy, I don't want you to have to get you sit down. Let me take care of everything. What's your favorite drink? I got it. Let me dance for you. Put on this music. Let me dance for you. What you want to watch? Oh, wrestling. Oh, I like that too. Oh, and then you finally get with them and they're like, what? I ain't touching your old crusty feet. Fuck that. You and your nasty ass. Ashy knees. And they sitting there doing all that. And you like, damn, you never used to scratch your ass like that. I know you ain't talking about me. Eat. I just sat there and cooked 3 fucking weeks ago. What you think they got McDonald's up the street for? I ain't doing that. And, they picking their nose and shit. And you like, damn, wait. You wasn't doing all that shit before. I got you now. What the fuck? I got you now. Careful. Careful with that shit. See, they was being too nice. They should have exercised some courage and told that person, fuck no. And got the fuck up out of there with the quickness. What you say, player got played for reals though. Careful of them choices that you make, especially whenever you don't really know what's coming. You don't really see behind the veil, and you really don't see what somebody really got planned for you and your ass. So you should have just stuck with the Empress, and you wouldn't have had to worry about none of that other shit. She wasn't making no 15-course meals, but she was in the kitchen cooking. She may not have cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but she made sure your ass ate. Hell no, she ain't gonna sit there and crack your corns on your feet. Shit, what you think they got the pedicure shops for? Go get you a pedicure. In fact, take her so y'all can sit up in chairs right next to each other getting pedicures. Shit, and if your back is tight, they got the Chinese shop that do the massages, right down the street. They got a $30 special all damn day long, every day. They should just say, and stop the special shit, just say $30. Period. She ain't gonna sit here and fill your head with all these lies and shit just to get you. And then when you get on over there, she like, oh, and she taking dislodging her leg, and you like, damn, that was a fake leg. She like, wait till you see this shit. This badunkadunk. It wasn't even really mine. Hold on. Let me take these socks out my bra. Oh, these shits get to be too tight. She throwing socks everywhere. Come on now. She like, no, baby, this a wig. And these ain't even really my eyes ain't blue. Hold on, let me take these contacts out. Come on. Hey, Hypsee. Come on. Appreciate what you got. That's real. That is real. Shit, you like, damn, well, I'm cool with you wearing the wig, but you ain't tell me you was straight bald. She like, I ain't bald. You see I got patches everywhere. I'm just only bald in spots. Like they say, slow your roll, baby. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. That way you don't make the wrong decision. You don't leave whenever you should have stayed. Straight Cheese said pay $70 and you will have a machine for life. What's the message, Spirit? Shit. Now somebody want to send you a message about how they miss you. They miss this star. They miss everything about you. I bet they do. They're like, shit, I thought that was Kentucky bluegrass. That shit was fake. No wonder they ain't never had to water that shit. No wonder. Damn it. Yes, indeed. Just be thankful for what you got. That song be hitting exactly. Yes, indeed. And only try to control what is inside of you. That's it. And everyone gets checked out. Don't sit there and believe all the bullshit. Lying family or friends. Don't believe the hype. And somebody trying to seek you out. They trying to see if you can believe that shit so they can get over, only for you to find out that you was the fucking joke. They're laughing at you. Ha 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 ha. LOL. You was the fucking joke. Nobody else. Yeah, Friday somebody said this shit is over. This shit is over. They feel like Einstein with a dunce cap. They feel like a big old dummy. Fighting over some money that is no longer even there. Wasn't even ever there. Was not ever there. They fighting over some Monopoly money. Shit, all you gotta do is go out and buy you a whole new game. You got your own Monopoly money. You ain't got to fight over that. Those torn bills and shit. Then they want to have the victim mentality whenever they know what they did to you was not cool. Yep. When you the whole star of attraction, baby. The whole star of attraction. This is somebody that want to keep a list over all that shit that you do. Like why they should be better than you. Then they hear that song, hey, little Walter. Something's gonna get you, little Walter. They heard that song. That's when they was like, leave now. And they was out the fuck up out of there. This is why somebody learned a lesson. You need to stand your ground and only listen to the fucking truth. Because somebody was giving them creep vibes, but they was too scared to do anything about it. Once they heart chakra open and they got that cry out and over with, now somebody is having sweet, sweet dreams. And just to think they wanted an ending for you, only to see you when they left, you hanging, or they left and you said, okay, bye, or you was forced to leave, you had a new beginning. That's when they was like, damn, Collective the show just shot up there. I can't even touch Collective. Now they got some abandonment issues, and only because they was lied to by their family. Your family, their family, whatever. Hey, yes, son, how are you? What you say? They forced you to stay. They held on to your money. See, sometimes somebody realized they put themselves in this mess, and they had to get themselves out. They have to save themselves. They got to save themselves. They had to be the one to let go of the ugly past. Confirmation. And they say they love you, but they still got these little secrets. Game is over. Game is over. Really? Good, yes, son. What's the message? They're being haunted now. They are being haunted. What else, Spirit? What's the message? Did I say hello to you, AJ Craft? Yep, somebody needed to try a different kind of something. And now they thought that you was going to be their sacrifice, but they realize now that that time is up. Because you the high priestess, baby. You are the seer. You are a torchbearer. You the one who got the game and gone with it. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. Get your question together. We'll see if it's a yes, a no, or if it's a maybe. And remember, maybe doesn't necessarily mean no, it just means maybe not right now. So what's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Which way is the pendulum going to swing? Looks like it's going around. It's a maybe. It is going around. It is a baby. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate y'all. I'll be back a little later. I've already cooked my Sunday meal. I'm getting ready to eat. Take me a little, and then I'll be back this a little bit later in a few hours. I love you so very much. And everyone that just had the opportunity to join the chat today, welcome, welcome, welcome. We love you. We love you, love you. Also, I wanted to say a thank you again to I know her as Red Violet Toya, but I know her as Toya, but her screen name is Red Violet, and she sent me these cards. I love these. I love these. I love these. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing y'all in a little bit. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.